Go for it now. The future is promised to no one. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Oh, green, right? What an astonishing sight. But it's not a whole lot of green, looking like only 3% on Bitcoin right now. But hey, it doesn't mean it can't continue across the rest of the day and continue to gain some more momentum. You know, it seems like lately a lot of people are trying to figure out whether the bottom's in, whether or not Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to be continue to hibernate for another year, or if we're just a month or two or six, possibly like this May time is the new one I keep hearing for the cryptocurrency prices to start taking a run up again. When I take a look at this cryptocurrency stuff, it's a fact of being inevitable. The cryptocurrency price is going to come back up. Whether or not it's this May or next May, I can hope for this May, but you know what? I'm going to stand on both sides of the fence. I'm going to be prepared either way. I'm never investing more than I'm willing to lose. And of course, I would recommend the same to you guys. But you know what else I am recommending to everybody? Talk to Samantha on over there in the chat.
Good morning, everyone.
How are you today, Samantha?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look like you got a little pep today.
Yeah, we'll go with pep.
Oh, I'm glad that spring's right around the corner. Income taxes coming in to everybody. So I've started to hear a little bit of buzz from people talking about maybe buying some Bitcoin with their income tax. I always think that's a big plus, especially for those of you with children getting that earned income credit. That's usually a couple $1,000s. Hey, what's $500, right? What else are you going to go blow it on? It's not like I hear a lot of people spending it frivolously, taking the advantage of being able to splurge when they usually can't, instead of possibly doing the things they should be doing for their future, like paying bills, paying off bills, preparing themselves for the future with better equipment like cars and things like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest return my parents got back was like $800 or $900, and they bought a lawnmower, a riding lawnmower with it.
That's not a bad investment. Of course, I would love to have a riding lawnmower. You got me out here with the push.
Well, apparently it wasn't allowed at our HMO, and they did not know that at the time because they had just bought in the new house. I don't even know why they would have needed a riding lawnmower. Okay, like the yard was not that big, but whatever.
One of those glory.
Yeah, so they had to sell it back or something real fast. I think they lost money. It was just okay, that was a fail.
So would you mind pulling up Coin Paprika so we can all take a look at this green together and envy in the bask of its glow?
Green.
It's just a little something to help pick us up today. I know it's everybody else's weekend. It's our hump day right now.
It is.
Yep, it's the middle of the week for us, but hey, we all can't live the same life, right? All right, let's see. What do we got going on here? Like I said, we got Bitcoin up 2.9% right now, coming in at $3,734. That's up 2.4% on the week. Not bad at all. We got Ripple, or X Rapid, coming in at 33.1 cents. That's up 2.26% right now. That's pretty much some sideways action on the 7-day, because that's up only 0.07. Oh, looks like our icons are messed up here. We got Ethereum coming in at $124. That's up 2.88%. And it looks like we have Ethereum down 1.63%.
Either 1 or 7.
We got Bitcoin Cash coming in at $130 right now. Let's just try to refresh this. And that's up 1.76%. That's down 2.1% right now. We got EOS at $2.51. That's not bad. That's up 2.36%. As you can see, they're up 3.8%. So a little bit more gains right there. Not too bad. We got Stellar Lumas at 10.9 cents. That's up 2.9%, up 3.7% on the week. We got Litecoin, $32.73. Look at that, up 5.7%. I had to double check to make sure I was in the same line there with that kind of a gain. We've been seeing Litecoin not really making too much. I mean, 5%, it's not too much, as we're only seeing a $32. But I'll take it. And that's up 1.9% right now for the week.
Tron.
2.4 cents. Sideways action, up 4 for the week, not too bad. Oh, I remember the days of 20% volatility every other day, right? Up 20%, down 10%, up 30%, down 40. Let's head down here to the 50s and see what we got going on with Steam. All right, 39.3 cents. That's a 17.6% gain. And look at that, up 52.4% for the week. Thank you, Steam. Too bad I'm not holding more.
Right? It went up to the 42 space. Not even in the 50s.
Right? Nice nine places it took?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, let's go back up here and see what we got going on with the Steam back dollar. Maybe it's equalized with the markets a little bit, giving us some sort of a statistics. 93 cents.
Hey.
There we go. It's not the best indicator, but it is somewhat of a decent indicator, up 8.2%. So maybe the altcoins had been undervalued like it was indicating when it was giving us 75 cents, and they're not quite as undervalued as they were, but we have been looking at some gains in the altcoins. I don't know. I think I've come across, articles in both directions, like I keep saying, but I think I keep hearing about this 3,700 line, and once we can break that and maintain above it, it's going to begin the beginning of a bullish run, blah, blah, blah crap. But we are on the other side of that today, so fingers crossed we can hopefully do something to make it to the upside. I mean, once again, the fundamentals and everything that's happening in Bitcoin are always on the plus side. It's always getting better. All right, let's take a look at the mirror multiple really quick. At $3,747, we got the mirror multiple still hanging out at 0.65. Do you remember the last time we were looking at the mirror multiple when the price was headed downwards? Yes. We were looking at 0.65 also. The average for the mirror multiple is 1.4, so about 86.55% of the time, the mirror multiple is higher than what it is right now, indicating that it is a good time to be purchasing Bitcoin if you're looking at the long-term perspectives of this digital peer-to-peer currency.
Yeah, I mean, historical, averaging of all of Bitcoin's life, 86% of it. I mean, it's very simple, and that's why I like it. It's all like, oh, well, 86% of the time, okay. I mean, that makes sense. It's very uplifting.
All right. Well, as we have to do every single episode, we have to show our tally fund. Trying to raise $700 to head off to Boca Raton, February 16th and 17th to the Forbidden Kingdom Music Festival. We're looking to pass out flyers there to be able to spread Bitcoin awareness. Our flyers have embedded QR codes in order to be able to give the tools necessary in order to be able to get started with Bitcoin. We did this once before. Yeah. We did it at the Electric Daisy Carnival back in November, and it went over well. We were able to pass out over 450 flyers, and we could have kept going. People were very receptive. I was very enthusiastic about the situation. So I have absolutely nothing but the highest hopes for this time around. But as you can see, our tally fund is lacking a little bit. Coming in at $337 at today's Bitcoin price. We got 11 days and 15 hours left in order to be able to try to raise some of the rest of this. We haven't ordered flyers yet. We probably are going to be waiting until the very end of this tally fund in order to order flyers, because if the tally fund is short, we're going to end up probably having to order a little bit less on the flyers, because if I'm doing it out of pocket, I'm probably only going to go 100 instead of the 225 I think it was for all of the flyers that last time, with the shipping and the handling and all that stuff and the tax.
I mean, we can throw in the 40 old ones.
No, because some of those I didn't do because they got crinkled on the edges.
Oh, you're right.
So moving forward here, we're getting closer to the event. I mean, it's going to be happening one way or the other. So please look forward to look to our channel around the 18th and the 19th. We'll be trying to upload as much B-roll video and photographs. I'll probably be trying to make some sort of compilation. The flyers will be getting ordered in 11 days here. As soon as they come in, I'll be trying to show them on air as I like to do. I like to show you guys everything that's going along. I would have showed you the tickets, but I don't want anyone to steal my ticket because it's just a barcode.
Yeah, they're not cool. They're just little emails.
All right. So let's go ahead. Let's stop begging for money because, it makes me uncomfortable. And let's pull up the backyard. And let's bring up the chat. Good Saturday morning, you guys. I hope you're out there having a good one. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee. I hope you're looking at an amazing day like I'm looking at here in Florida, thinking about all the different opportunities that are presenting themselves as we're still in the beginning of 2019. I mean, I don't know if it's just me or if it's just the way that things are lately, but I'm feeling a little uplifted. You know, it seems like the cryptocurrency markets, they came all the way down last year. And here we are. I mean, yes, we got government shut down. Yes, we've heard back delays. Yes, we've heard about all the regulation. I don't know if any more FUD could be pumped into this market. And even if it was, I don't know if it would really bring the price down anymore. I mean, yes, we keep hearing the FUD and tone bays, 1800. I mean, at this point in time, I think if we were to touch something like 1800, it would be momentarily. And I don't even see the real plausibility of that happening. Not that I'm here for financial advice for anybody. I've been wrong before. You never know what's going to happen with the price of Bitcoin. But every time I look at these fundamentals, you know, some people say I'm a dreamer, but, you know, when it comes down to this, I'm not the only one that are constantly looking at the fundamentals and here for the reasons of a better world, right? And when we start digging into the news today, a little bit of clickbaity, a little bit of gray area, but the dark net, right? It's a peer-to-peer market. Illegal activities happen on it. People are getting things that the government or other people say that these people shouldn't have. But when it comes down to these things, ultimately, you are the master of your own body. If you want to purchase illicit substances and put them into it, you know, whether the government has a say over you to tell you that you can or can't is a matter of debate, right? Because we have people on both sides of the fence for this. I see you nodding your head over there, Samantha. They can't hear that.
No, yeah.
Verbal commentary works a lot better. So as we look at the darknet markets, we're starting to see that Chainalysis is giving us some statistics on what's happening over there. Now, how they're capable of giving us these statistics, I'm not necessarily sure, considering that Chainalysis is mostly government employees.
Good point.
So it's a matter of a gray area there as well. Also a matter of concern for those of us who are using dark markets, especially the dark markets with Bitcoin.
Turkey's going, dogs going. Okay.
So as we're looking at this, what are we seeing? Well, the article that I was reading was talking about Bitcoin in a positive light. And they were saying that about $2 million a day is being spent on the dark markets, according to Chainalysis. And they're saying that in 2017, about $70 million was spent in the dark markets across the year.
Okay.
And that we're looking at $600 million spent this year. This year is in 2018, was spent on the dark markets. So even though we're looking at a 14.3% dip in the amount of purchases on the dark market, we're also looking at a 70% fall in the price of Bitcoin, showing that Bitcoin is necessary for these markets to operate.
Right.
There's a demand. There's a use case scenario. Now, I mean, they also go on to talk about how, you know, Bitcoin's fundamentals have continued to be strong as we're looking at $410 billion worth of transactions occurred in 2018 on the Bitcoin network. And we've also doubled the hashing power. So here we are. It's not the future yet, but we do have a need for Bitcoin for these dark markets, which are operating in a different sense. Oh, there goes Samantha to check on the dogs. All right. So what do we got here? As we're looking at these dark markets and we're seeing Chainalysis giving us these statistics, and we read through this article and it's telling us that it's bullish for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is continuing to be needed and used in these dark markets. We also look on the other hand and what is actually determining the price of Bitcoin, right, Samantha? There we go. Thanks for coming back.
Hey.
Were you able to tame those dogs?
Kind of.
All right. So we seen Crypto Daily the other day, right? Mm-hmm. And he was telling us that mom and pop investors, so me, you, Samantha over here, the people that are pretty much using these dark markets, we can't sway the price of Bitcoin. Yeah. We got to be talking OGs, we got to be talking whales, we got to be talking institutional investors. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that this article, in the sense that it's saying that this is you know, a good reason for the price of Bitcoin to be going up or whatever, like it was kind of hint to. I don't know who writes these articles sometimes. Their English is always so horrible.
I love how they throw like 4 things and none of it makes sense, but it makes a page. So it's like,
I like to pull the statistics out of it because, I mean, I do believe that Coinalysis is putting out these statistics. I don't think they made that up. I just believe that these statistics are positive to show us that the cryptocurrency markets on the internet are expanding. You know, that there is getting to be this decentralized world that's existing on the internet that you can opt into. And yes, using Bitcoin to purchase things off the dark markets probably is not one of the smartest things ever because Chainalysis, you know, it is semi-anonymous, pseudo-anonymous, but we are seeing development in the direction of fixing this. So, I mean, you could use Bitcoin if you were into this enough to be able to be coin joining and to be able to be using Dandelion and Brimstone and all of these other
all the mixers and the firewall-y like things. And I mean, yes, but
I don't know. See, I've thought about dark markets before. You know, like I said, we were going to this festival. It'd be amazing. I haven't done nothing like that since I was a teenager. But would I really want to come into my house in the mail? Like that's the chink in the chain. It's always been when you go from a physical sense into a digital sense is always where there's the big snafu. When you're taking physical dollar bills and you try to go into digital currency, when you're trying to take digital currency to go into any sort of a physical possession, like using your Bitcoin to order things off, you know, like gift cards or things off the internet, there goes your anonymity. You know, you just gave out your address, you just gave out your name, you just gave out all kinds of information on yourself linked to your Bitcoin address.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't like the man and would not be. I told Eugene years ago when, Facebook started to, oh, we're going to start tagging people and we're going to use facial recognition. And I was like, Dad, no, oh my God. And he was like, oh, it's not that bad. Yes, it is. Like, you just have to realize that when you do certain things, it's you're giving up your anonymity. Okay, I think that's how, yeah.
You're giving up your privacy.
Yeah, like you are. Like it.
So we should turn into the chat. I realized we kind of skipped over that one this morning. See what's going on, see who's here, see how you guys are.
We have Stephen McCoy.
Stephen McCoy, thanks for joining us today, buddy.
He asked if we're a fan of Litecoin. I've got some Bitcoin and thought about some Litecoin, but he doesn't have any yet.
I mean, I have a little bit of Litecoin, mostly through donations that you guys have given me for the channel that I didn't spend on equipment or anything like that.
Yeah.
As far as purchasing Litecoin, I haven't really purchased anything besides Bitcoin over the last year. And of course, all the Bitcoin I've purchased over the last year is underwater. So I've slowed my roll a bit on purchasing. I've been thinking about getting ready to try to do some more purchasing, but I've also been thinking about going back to dollar cost averaging. Yes, of course, I hate it, but Coinbase has that amazing feature where you just kind of link it all up and they take $10 out of your bank account. I was thinking about going back to $25 a week right now at the moment, just to see what happens in the market. And if we start to move up, increasing my level of weekly buy-in. But as far as Litecoin, I don't know if I'm looking to jump in right now. I mean, that's a nice little gain to see them pick up today. I think Litecoin does have a future. I think they still just have to work a little bit more stuff out and what their real world case, use is going to be. I mean, as far as being a test net for Bitcoin anymore, which a lot of people had said back in my day when I first started off in cryptocurrency, is no longer as valid as it used to be, because now we need Lightning Network testing, right? Not mainnet testing for Bitcoin.
Stephen McCoy says that he is a true holder and won't sell. And David is here. Says great to see you live, and that he's long on Neo and gas.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, of course, everyone's always in these cryptocurrencies markets for different reasons, and that's one of the great advantages of being here, is that it's vast. It is very vast. I mean, I've come across people. I mean, Crypto Shrug author, right?
Yep.
He's writing books that are graphic novels. Is that what they call it? I'm not a big book reader.
I mean,
it's a novel. It's a story with cryptocurrency as part of it, just showing how much more of a a real world thing this is.
Yeah.
Living in the cryptocurrency space.
I know all the people that do the artwork that have, these are Ethereum's like logos in it or Bitcoin. I mean, there's enough avenues in cryptocurrency for you to really be able to find like your niche, like whatever it is. Like,
I don't know. I think it's starting to appeal more and more to different people as this market is growing, because now that they're getting dApps, you know what I mean, with the gaming and things like that, that some of the gamers are starting to become more interested in this stuff. Now that the tech has started branching out in a few different directions, it's caught the eye of big marketing. It's caught the eye of what's the one that we're always talking about? Sending stuff, tracking services, packages.
oh, like
shipping.
Yeah, shipping. Like yes, like UPS's trackings, and yes.
Well, more for cross-country, continental.
Well, yeah, because don't they use some blockchains for, I don't know, food or something and somewhere?
They do. They're trying. They're working. They're constantly trying to see if they can't implement these things in different places and make it better, and so that they can have some accountability when it comes to these. So what do we got going on over there in the chat, Samantha?
Nothing really. We have Devin says, if you can't mine, I prefer to collect dividends. Gas. I have several GPUs for sale. Stephen McCoy says, one YouTuber says he is 75% Bitcoin and 25% alts. He says alts are a big gamble. I mean, they are.
They are a gamble, but I mean, if you're looking for those quick returns, you're not going to make it when it comes to Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I mean, Bitcoin's not going to double overnight. We're not going to be sitting here at 3,700 and wake up tomorrow on the other side of $7,000, $8,000.
I don't know. It's kind of like human nature, like your personality. Like the people who are day trading and arbitraging and doing like altcoin, like, whatnot. And, I need this one in the 300s because it is going to go up and make me. Okay, those are the ones that are like skydivers. Like, and scuba divers, as they're a little bit more adventurous. A lot of people don't want to take their money and just go, yeah, man, like just roll the dice. Like,
right. I'm more like a snorkel with a tour guide.
Right. I'm like floaties with the dolphin, like not even snorkel, but yes.
All right. So what else do we got here as we're looking into the news today, Samantha? Taiwan, right?
Taiwan.
We've heard a little bit about Taiwan, and they've had some regulation, right, coming out and everything. We heard that they weren't going to be going the same way as China and pretty much banning Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and ICOs. They were going to try to find a way to work with it, to help it, to embrace the market a little bit. And of course, regulation is how we see the government going ahead and doing this.
That's how they embrace.
And pretty much, like I've said before, the long arm of the law gets everybody at some point. They're going to stretch all the way back. Blockchain analysis will get you all of these different things. Well, we're looking at 7 people got arrested. They were able to scam quite a bit of money out of about 1,000 people, $51 million.
That's a lot.
That is quite a bit of money, especially out of such a small number of people. I mean, that's like half the people that supposedly follow me on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Like that would be like all of the 1,000 giving like $250,000 or something. I mean, like it would be a lot.
I got to bust out the calculator here. Well, I mean, all right.
So no. Don't look at the bad.
They were promised something crazy like 355% on their investment, like returns. So, of course, that's one of the biggest red flags ever, is whenever anyone's making any promises to you in the cryptocurrency space, especially when you start seeing like those hundreds and hundreds of percents of a return. Nobody can make any promises here in the cryptocurrency space. That's why everybody's out here saying that they're not a financial advisor and they're not giving you financial advice, because nobody wants to get sued. Nobody wants this stuff to come back on them. Who can predict what is going to happen with the price of any of these cryptocurrencies? Because it's all speculative.
Yeah, you can have the best intentions and not be not really thinking you're lying or anything, and you could still be screwing lots of people just because of the things you say.
Well, these people, they didn't even play that way. They had no real intentions whatsoever. Very few people that invested actually received any sort of payments. And then the ones that did invest and receive payments got payments only from February to April.
So 2 months. Two payments.
February, March, April.
2
or 3 payments. So they got 2 or 3 payments. What I thought was a little more weird is they've been sitting in jail for a while. They were arrested back in June, but they finally got indicted like the other day.
Oh, I thought the other, I mean, also another red flag but they got all of these people to invest in whatever this horrible crap was of the 355%. But that also, their returns weren't even supposed to start happening till a year out from whenever you bought it. So not only did they give themselves so much of an awesome grace period to spend all these people's money.
Right, they have 365 days to mix this crypto in order to be able to get it out of the market in a fashion where it's untraceable, and them to be able to get off somewhere, change their passport, and get on a beach and get comfortable before they came looking. Oh.
And yet somehow they still didn't, because they're in jail. But I mean, really, these people gave lots of money, and we're like, yeah, man, I got nothing better to do with 12 months than to wait.
People were really desperate in 2017 to be able to get on board here. And I mean, the educational barrier and the barrier of being able to sign up at some of these exchanges to get the KYC done was a big deterrent, and it was difficult. So people were grasping at straws thinking that they were going to be missing this rocket to the moon. And they were jumping into everything that was anything that they could get their hands on, thinking that this was the right thing. I mean, what was it that we heard? Slitting your own throat as you ran for the ICO.
Yeah. All right, nobody's talking to the chat.
Of course, you guys, please comment in the chat. Let Samantha know that you're here. If you just want to say hi, good morning, let us know that you're sitting there on the sidelines, hanging out with us, having a cup of coffee. As always, we're just out here to spread Bitcoin awareness. We're trying to go over some of the top news articles, get a conversation going. You know, we're a small YouTube channel, and it's great because it makes it so that we can be super interactive. I have my wife on the sidelines here, able to read your comments. You can ask anything. If you want to get personal, go ahead. You can ask some personal questions. We'll probably answer them if it's not obscene. Besides that, I always got a free email help desk, or you can hit me up on the Twitter. There's links to all of that stuff down below because I'm also on a lot of different social media platforms. Besides that, we're looking at 2 little other pieces of news articles, and then we kind of got to get it off today. We got to go to work. We're looking at the hard fork for Ethereum. We got a date on this one finally. Nothing big. Let's just actually put the date out there. I thought I'd bring it up if you guys wanted to talk about it. Looking at February 27th. So that's quite the postponement. As far as cryptocurrency goes, 1 day, 3 days, it seems like. So, I mean, when we're looking at, I mean, like 40-day delay, 45-day delay or something like that, we're looking at, that's quite a bit, you know, that's like a quarter, you know, if we're talking about cryptocurrency space. And I mean, we're talking about block 7,280,000 is when this is going to be implemented. So, you know, we've discussed all of this before, and I mean, I guess it's better that they're going to delay over a patch. I think I had seen that they are running patches on the test net to see how well they work right now. So hopefully they can get this patched, and you know, people won't be able to exploit the smart contracts that are in play. You know, I don't know. This is why we always talk about Bitcoin, and we talk about it being a plane in flight that never lands and has to refuel. And so far, it's been circling this for over 10 years and never landing and constantly refueling. That's why we're always moving cautiously and slowly with Bitcoin. That's why everything takes consensus. We need a majority of the network in order to agree on anything and before we do anything, so that situations like this won't happen. You know, a lot of people like to point out, or I guess personally would also like to point out, that this shows a little bit of the centralization of Ethereum. You know, even though they've been considered decentralized and they're not considered a security, we are looking at a hard fork that's pretty much pushed forward, and then a hard fork that's canceled all on,
like halted, yeah.
All within 24 hours, it's halted based on individuals, organizations saying this, not a, I mean, remember how hard it was to get segregated witness to be able to pass.
That's a real consensus.
That's, yeah. But you got to get out there and beat the words wrong.
Man, can we get this over with, please?
Is that something in the chat that we should be addressing?
All right, just saying, buy low now. BTC, buy now. Yes.
All right, so the last little bit I got is, it's about taxes. It's about Chile, right? Because we're all looking at these things. I didn't know this. I mean, I wish I did. I mean, kind of, sort of. Not like I really would have jumped up and ran down to Chile to go live there, and now it's too late. But apparently they didn't pay taxes on crypto. Apparently their government had it down as intangible, so they didn't get taxed on it. Yeah. So that was awesome for them. You know, especially since they had the big bull run. Anybody in Chile holding crypto, making tons of money, didn't have to pay taxes on it. Woo, must have been nice.
Yeah, like they had a bill trying to have it be one tax like thing, the VAT or whatever, and yes, when it didn't do that, they just stopped for a while.
But at the same time, since they had called it intangible, they had problems with exchanges and banks working together and all of that kind of stuff. So here we are. And of course, what does the government do? The government regulates. The government makes paperwork. The government puts sections and boxes on their paperwork in order for you to fill out so that they can determine if you lied or didn't lie and if they can tax you. So now their IRS has went and added a section for crypto assets.
They just want you to open your cookie jar. You know, they just want to take a look.
They want you to open your cookie jar. They want to see how many cookies you got, and then they want their cookie or two based on how many cookies you got. I mean, it's going to be the way of the future. I mean, as we move towards privacy, it'll be better for people that have large amounts of this asset that don't want to pay taxes on it, because some people consider taxes to be theft. You know, I don't know how I feel. I like the schools and the roads, but at the same time, you know, I don't like giving up $1 an hour that I'm working and then also being taxed on the backside as I buy something at the store, and then taxed on the overall situation at the end of the year. So it's you know, 1, 2, 3.
There's a lot of portions.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I guess it's good and it's bad. I mean, I don't know how big this section is. Like, is it just one box? Or is it like a page? You know? Is it a pamphlet?
It's probably how much do you own? What is the value of it? What is 10%? That's what you owe us.
Please fill in this grid. Thank you.
All right. Did anybody else join us in the chat? Does anybody else have any more questions or comments? Because otherwise we might have to start winding this down and wrapping this up.
Oh, it's that time anyways. No, Davin says Chile is a nice place if you have a gas mask. The air quality stinks. That would suck, right? Well, I've heard of it like in India and some of the other places where they use older like vehicles and things like that. You're very, yeah, they're not very carbon friendly. But I mean, I don't know. The grass is always greener. Okay, like sometimes it feels like anywhere is better than here.
Sometimes I'd rather be nowhere but here.
I know, right? Yeah, you're gonna feel that later, like an hour or two. Awesome.
All right. I guess there's nothing else in the chat.
No.
All right, you guys. I really do appreciate you coming out here and joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. As I continue to tell you guys every single episode, one of the main reasons I'm out here is my free email help desk. Something I can do to help provide, you know, services back to the community. I don't want to see anybody get ripped off. I don't want to see anybody get scammed. I love interacting and talking with you guys. I have the email. It's eugeneforest20@gmail.com. If you want, there's Twitter, right? A lot of people have been reaching out to me through the Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, that's why we have the email, right? If you do have Twitter, it seems to work out really well. But just, you know, hit me up on Twitter, shoot me a message, and of course, follow me, right? You got to follow me on all of these different social media places I'm at. You never know if YouTube's ever going to take us off the air or something. Sometimes, you know, they get a wild hair going, and crypto gets shut down on Facebook and Google and everywhere else. So, I mean, I'm on Minds, I'm on Tribes, I'm on Steam. So come on over there, give them the upvote, the comment, the like, all that good stuff. It's a great way to be able to help out the channel without taking anything out of your pocket. But if you do have that extra cryptocurrency, I have donational addresses down below. Those go back to the YouTube channel. Because like I tell you guys, this is not for profit. None of this goes into my retirement fund. None of this goes to buy me and Samantha food and dinner and sushi and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, sushi.
And all of this goes back to the channel. And of course, right now we're always in need of equipment. We need new microphones. We need new headphones. I'm sure that Ethernet cable right there that the weather's beat up pretty bad could get replaced. Besides that, we got a tally fund, and that's a lot better option if you got a little bit of that extra crypto, because that's more of a carbon offset, I like to think of it. Bitcoin, it has no marketing department. There is nobody out there beating the war drum for Bitcoin, telling everybody how this is a great digital peer-to-peer currency that's going to revolutionize the world. And like I've said before, like the people in France need to wake up and see a little bit, violence isn't the way. You know, being able to voluntarily step away from the fiat dollar into cryptocurrencies, taking the power away from them, is definitely the best way to start this revolution that needs to occur to give the power back to the 99% and not the 1%. So couple dollars in the tally fund, and I mean, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to put my feet to the ground. I'm going to do everything I can do to see if I can't beat that war drum and make it happen. I got Samantha by my side here to help make it happen.
Viva la Bitcoin.
Viva la Bitcoin. All right, you guys. Besides all that, I really do appreciate you guys coming out here and hanging out with me. We'll be out here Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Besides that, hit that notification bell. We had an evening episode the other day.
Yeah.
You never know when we'll be able to get back out here for another evening one because the man dictates when we get out of work. Other than that, have a great weekend. Keep your BTC safe.
Bye, guys.
Later.